Hello and welcome to Toto TCG. You are here with me, Matthew, and we are back here with another video on the channel. So in today's video we're going to be doing something a little bit different because obviously after a pre-release, or at least the pre-release openings, we'd normally have a video checking out one of the matches. Well, we're not actually going to be doing that today. We're going to be spicing things up a little bit and having a bit of a chat. And also, we're also going to be checking out the deck that we had from our pre-release, checking out what's going on. But also I want to ask you guys a few little questions as well to see how we could maybe advance a little bit. And we'll get into that a little bit later. So, of course, let's just go over the first things. We have, of course, been to two different pre-releases, which is why we've got two of these boxes here. Number one, I am hoping to get maybe one or two more of these because obviously we've only got two of the 4 promos, so it'd be nice to try and get another one of these. Sometimes these can be they can work pretty well. The first one did okay, and sometimes, like the second one, we can get absolutely nothing. So it does depend, but also it's a nice way of obviously getting the promos. So we'll see how we can do with getting these beforehand. I might be able to get some on Tuesday, so could see a video maybe, I'm not promising anything, but maybe just before Friday. I do have one more video to put out before Friday when we've got Complete Unified Minds Takeover, which is going to be awesome. We've got a lot of stuff coming up, and I mean a lot of stuff. Biggest set so far, which is always really, really cool. So one of these boxes is completely empty, whilst the other one does have our pulls in. Now, we will be checking out the pulls within the video, but before we do that, we're going to have a little look at the deck that we built. So, of course, our deck is right here. I've kept it all sleeved up and everything. We did, of course, pull the Terrakium, which was an interesting card, although it didn't really see a lot of play in my deck in particular. I did quite like this one, the Cavern Counter, although the reading of it, if all of your bench Pokemon have at least 1 damage counter on them, this attack does 150 more. Sounds really good, but you have to have all of them. Not just one, you have to have all of your bench Pokemon. So if you've got a full bench, somehow you have to magically try and get damage counters on them, which can be a little bit hard. And then, obviously, with this doing 200, this one does seem a little bit weak, only doing the 110 there. But, you know, it was a nice one to put on the bench, and if I could get it sort of stacked up on energy, then I was ready to use this one. Because Cavern Counter, as much as 50 is a nice number, 110 is going to knock out quite a lot of stuff during pre-release. So, yeah, but it definitely did function quite nice as a bit of a bench warmer, if you want to call it that. Now, moving on to the next one, of course, we did have Meditite. We put 3 of these in. So, of course, Spirited Headbutt was an interesting one. You know, you're only attaching 1 energy here. And if you put a Karate Belt on this thing, it's attacking for free because of the Karate Belt. And also, if you did put an energy, then the retreat cost is only 1, so you could retreat out of this. And obviously, the reading here, this Pokemon can't use Spirited Headbutt during your next turn. But if you had a bench version of this, you could literally just go, okay, retreat into this one, boom, happy days. So not bad with the Meditites there. And of course then that does evolve into Medicham, which is right here with 110. There you go, another 110 there coming out from there. So again, with the Karate Belt attached, number 1, this second attack is loving Karate Belt. Master Strike for 60 plus, but if you had the Karate Belt attached, it does 60 more. For 2 energies, that's fine, because you literally have to attach 1 energy to this thing. Karate Belt, boom, this can be done. And that's great. 1 energy, 1 tool, happy days. It's all good stuff. And this is a rare in the set as well, so I think we've got a playset already of this, so knowing our luck, we'll probably pull loads of these as well. First attack was pretty useful, you know, damage counters is always pretty cool, especially if your opponent is going to retreat and maybe it's about to get knocked out. You can always put it anywhere you like, so you could maybe put 2 on the bench to knock something out and 2 somewhere else to help with that. But yeah, very, very useful indeed. I definitely learnt my lesson from the first one and put this in the deck straight away. So very, very good. We then move into Cubone, and Cubone didn't see really a lot of play until it evolved up into Marowak. I do like the artwork though. I think that's the best thing going for it. But obviously to get into Marowak we needed Cubone, and it definitely proved very, very well. You can see the attacks there. I won't go over them because I didn't really use them a lot during the pre-release, but overall very, very cool. And then we move into a Alolan Marowak, the Psychic version. And I have to say, number one, love the artwork on this thing. It is so, so cool. This is another rare in the set. It's not a holo, unfortunately, which would have been really cool. But I do like this one. I think this is going to be really cool. And there was quite a nice combo going on with a few trainers that we had, which we'll get into as we move through. But Spirit Smash is amazing. Discard the top card of your opponent's deck. If the card you discarded is a Pokemon, this attack's damage is equal to that Pokemon's HP. And that is amazing because if you are discarding something like a GX, and the GX has, what, 190 HP? You're doing that much damage for free. And that's great. I didn't see a lot of NG going on to this thing. I might have just put one on here just to try and get this ready in case this didn't really need to be used. The resistance to fighting was pretty cool. Dark didn't see a lot of play, but having that fighting resistance was very, very nice, especially with Medicham being in a lot of people's decks. But yeah, overall, really like this one. I think this was definitely a key component. I think both Marowak and Medicham, they did really, really well. So very nice. We then move into Necrozma. We only had one of these come out in our little pack, but I had to put it in there. Had to. So it was mostly this last attack that I was using, but I think I used bench barrier attack once. So this is 30, and then during your next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 less, whereas Special Laser is double psychic and a colorless, but that colorless could have been a special energy, and if it is, this attack does 160 then, not just 100. 100's really good, 160 even better. It does have a weakness to psychic, which is a little bit meh, because a lot of people did have Necrozmas, so it was like Necrozma for Necrozma. Obviously bench barrier doing 60 to a Necrozma as well because of the weakness. Oh no, there you go. Oh, it does say after. That's fine, that's all good. But yeah, very, very nice. And then, again, this is a rare, and it will actually be one of the theme deck Pokemon that we'll be getting. So that's going to be pretty nice. Not last of the Pokemon. we got some others. Decided to put Ezelf in for that Psi Power. Again, it was just a colourless attack here, but put 3 damage counters. Again, really, really nice because I could literally just leave this up in the active. You know, 1 energy, 1 retreat, happy days, because I could start powering stuff up on my bench. Get this thing doing some damage to some pretty big bench stuff on my opponent's side. And yeah, it proved very, very useful. So quite happy with that. Then we move into Tauros. Didn't use this, I think, at all. It was just there. I think the Call for Family, if you can get that up in the beginning, obviously you can get a basic Pokemon, and that's pretty cool. Apart from that, didn't really see a lot of play, but I do have to say I really do like their artwork on there. Then we move in to the last Pokemon, which I had to put this one in because I love the artwork so much. It is a Bidoof. Love Bidoof. Bidoof looks awesome. With 70 HP, does have Tackle and Hyper Fang. And I was hoping that we might be able to get Normilium Z, because if I could get this on that, and then do the Normilium Z attack, we would have had a GX, which would have been amazing because Bidoof just looks so cool. I love that artwork. It's so cool. Definitely a card that I'm going to be hunting for a load of when we open packs up. But apart from that, didn't really see a lot of play. I was trying to hype up these two a bit, but you know, Tackle for 10's not going to be doing a lot, so Hyper Fang was trying to get some energies going. Does have to flip a coin, which is a little bit annoying, but I just love their artwork so much. Really, really cool. So moving into the trainers now, we know a few of these now. So Kahili, very, very useful, you know, drawing 2 cards, flipping a coin. Most of the time we got heads, which was really, really cool. We had 2 of them, so that was pretty cool. Lily, we know how much Lily is really, really cool, especially when you can do this first turn and get 8 cards in your hand. That is always good stuff. We had a Looker, reverse How, basically. Look at the bottom 3, draw the 3 cards from the bottom of your deck. So we only had 1 of them, but that's all good. Green's Exploration, of course, this won't work if your Pokemon has abilities, and this is basically search your deck for 2 trainer cards, reveal them, put them in your hand, then shuffle your deck. Really cool. And here is the card that surprised me the most, Hiker. Look at the top 5 cards of either player's deck and choose one of them. That player shuffles the other cards back into their deck, then put the card you chose on the top of your deck. Now, this card is amazing with the Marowak. And I never knew that until, obviously, I was like, oh, this actually would work. You choose to look at your opponent's top 5. You find the highest HP Pokemon, if there is one. Most of the time for me, there was. Put it on the top. Then you do your Alola Marowak, and you hit for that much. It was really, really, really broken to have this in there. So I'm really happy that that was there. I think we managed to pull a Blues Tactics, so that ended up going in, and that's always good because at the end of your turn you are drawing until you've got 8 in your hand. Channeler, I popped that in there just to see if we could maybe use it against any possible effects that were going to go on the Pokemon or anything. So that was just there as a bit of a, not really a tech, but it's just in there, you know. Another one here, Chip Chip Ice Axe, really cool card here. Look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck and choose one of them. Your opponent shuffles the other cards back into your deck, then put that card you chose on the top of your deck. Again, a great card with Alola Marowak. This thing worked amazing. And again, most of the time this thing was working for me and I could literally go, oh, look at that, 110, active, 110, yep, sounds good, let's do it. So that was very cool. Of course, Karate Belt. Ah, now there is the little sneaky sneak. If you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, the attack of the Pokemon this card is attached to costs a fighting less. Okay, so that is interesting. I think quite a few people were maybe just using this and possibly just attacking because they thought they had fighting less. So that definitely changes a lot of things up, but it's still a useful tool. I definitely think it is very useful. Attaching this to something for free is always fun stuff indeed. Most of the time, though, people would have the necessary energy for this thing, but I like it nevertheless. So there we go. Normally it would go on Medicham, of course. And I think the last one, yeah, we got Recycle Energy there, so always quite nice, because if this is discarded, it comes straight back to your hand, and that's always very useful. And then, of course, we had our energies here, so we had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 fighting, and then we had 3 psychic, just for that Necrozma, trying to get some energies onto that. But overall, I think it went really well. We managed to get 1 draw and 2 wins, which was always cool. I think we came 4th overall, not that the ratings really matter, but overall the deck went pretty well. I was quite surprised that obviously, you know, no GXs were really like dominating the matches, which is always nice to see during a pre-release. But overall, very happy with what we had there. So that was like one of the questions I wanted to ask you guys was, would you prefer me to do this, where I do a deck analysis after the pre-release? So because normally I would just show you the packs being opened and I wouldn't normally do this. I'm wondering whether this would be more beneficial for you guys, just to have a little look at what we made instead of what we played. Because obviously as we play, I'm speaking over it, and sometimes it's a bit quick, sometimes we don't see all the cards that we've got in the deck. So this way I can sort of go over everything and say exactly what is going on. So I'd like to hear from you guys in the comments below. Would you prefer this, or do you like the video where we check out the actual clip of everything? I don't mind doing this because obviously we can go over everything, and I'm more than happy to just talk and obviously go over the cards, say how good they are, and especially if it's the first pre-release, it gives you that added advantage of knowing what cards are good and what cards to possibly avoid. So please let me know in the comments below about that, because I'd love to know. But what we're going to do is we're just going to take that Terrakion out of there, because I want to show you the cards that we've got at the moment in terms of our pulls. So let's just pop them out there. Now, what number promo is this? 205, so that one is right there. So in terms of our pulls for Unified Minds at the moment, so we have got the Tapu Fini promo, and of course we've got the Terrakion promo. We have also got the Heatran GX that we pulled last weekend, and that saw a little bit of play, although it did get slightly dominated sometimes. So sometimes GXs aren't the best, but most of the time they are. So there we go, Heatran, pretty cool. We did also manage to pull the Holo Terrakion as well. We got that from our prize packs this weekend. And as well as that, we did get the Kangaskhan Holo, which is pretty cool. Now, in terms of pulls, that was all the stuff we got. Now, in terms of trades, though, we did manage to pull something else extra, and I'm quite happy that I managed to get this, because I think at the moment it's going for about £15, although that will probably drop or increase, you never know, in price. But I was very happy to find it, because sometimes these cards don't normally come out in the booster packs, but knowing my luck, we might run into it. What are we talking about in particular? Well, we're talking about Slowpoke and Psyduck GX, and this is the alternative artwork, which looks incredible. Look at that beautiful card. It is so cool. There's a Shelder there as well. It just looks so derpy. Everything is derpy about this thing, but it works so well. So we'll go over the attacks just quickly here, because obviously we have seen all of the others. Ditch and Splash for 40 times, and that's for 2 water. We got discard any number of supporter cards from your hand. This attack does 40 damage for each card you discarded in this way. Then we have Thrilling Times GX for 10 plus. We've got 2 water plus. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 100 more damage. If this Pokemon has at least 6 extra water energies attached to it, flip 10 coins instead, and this attack does 100 more damage for each heads. So pretty interesting. I think the Ditch and Splash is the definitely the attack of choice here. And there is also a supporter in this set that works quite nicely in getting supporters back and also getting supporters into your hand, which is always really, really nice. So yeah, overall, Slowpoke and Psyduck with the alternative art. Hopefully we don't pull this one, although if we do, I won't be too unhappy, because it is a really nice looking card. But yeah, thought I'd show you guys that. So overall, you know, the pulls have been quite light, which sometimes is quite nice and sometimes is a little bit, you know, but the overall packs and the boxes and everything, they seem to have maybe about 6 to 7 pulls per box. So I mean, that's pretty cool. Holos are quite high as well. There is a lot of holos as well, guys. So we're probably going to be holo central when we open next Friday and everything. But yeah, overall, you know, 6 pulls there at the moment in terms of like holos, promos, and GXs, which is, you know, fairly okay. We've also actually started, I may as well show you this, we've also started to do some stack maintenance here with all of the cards that we've got so far, so they're all in order, and just all in different flavours, you know, different, it's all in order, which is pretty cool. You see Medicham there and Meditite there. We haven't started like taking out any duplicates because we have got some play sets already in there. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 few play sets going through there. A few trainers in here. We got Blues Tactics. There's 1 Flyinium Z. There's 2 Giant Hearth. We did manage to pull a Hapu, which is apparently going to be a really, really good card. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck and put 2 of them into your hand, discard the other cards. So nice way of obviously filtering out your deck, but you're obviously discarding stuff. Sometimes that's good, and sometimes that is bad. Karate Belts there, we got a Normilium Z Tackle, 1 Pokemaniac, 1 U-Turn Board, and 1 Recycle Energy, although we do have several other trainers in there. So not a lot of trainers. I have to say the uncommon section is very Pokemon orientated, so trainer cards are going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. We'll probably get play sets, which will be good, but maybe some may prove a little bit difficult. You never know. And then obviously I have also done reverses as well, just to show you guys. We've got double Lapras, which is always really nice. I don't think we got anything else double. We've got a nice Grimer, love that artwork. There's a Giant Bomb there, and a Pokemaniac reverse. But overall, very, very cool indeed. Let's just have a little think about anything else that we need to go over. We've spoken about the possible changing up of the videos in terms of showing the deck and everything instead of the video, so you guys can let me know in the comments below. I'd also like to know how your pre-releases have been, and maybe also let me know what your deck lists were like. Did you manage to get any GXs off into the into your deck? That would be very, very interesting to see, because obviously some of the pulls were pretty cool, some of them not so much. Didn't see any massive hits. I did see 2 Mew and Mewtwo's, or Mewtwo and Mew. I did see 2 of them. Only the new normal artworks, no rainbow rares. That is definitely seeming to be the big card for this set. So, you know, we had Charizard and Reshiram. Now we've got the 2 Mews, Mewtwo and Mew. So it's going to be interesting, going to be very, very interesting. And hopefully we can pull at least maybe one of them on Friday. But yeah, I am definitely very, very hyped for Friday. Of course, you know, we've got some of the cards already. We haven't really hit into much of the stuff. Oh, also another thing, let's go for this as well. Let me know, with this set in particular, is there any deck in particular that you're looking to play? I know there's several different decks that are coming out. Actually, not several. There are tons of decks that are either going to get some more advancements or they're going to get completely new stuff. There is about 4, maybe 3 or 4 dark type GXs in this set that can all be merged into one set called Dark Box. That looks pretty cool. There's a fossil kit as well. We've got basically a Mew, it's like a Mew box. I think that's literally it. There's several GXs going into this, but obviously with the Mew's ability, it can be using anything, so that's pretty cool. One of my favorites, and I'm actually looking to play it. I think we got maybe 2 cards in here. Yeah, there they are. Bound Sweet and Steenie. I want to try and get some Serenas, and then we want to get some Rowlet and Executors. I really just want to play that. That looks pretty cool. I'm liking the look of Mawile GX as well. Want to have a little mess around with that. That'd be pretty cool. I think that's going to be a low-down card that people won't be playing. I'm definitely going to pick that up because I always like to play something a little bit different, just to make things a little bit different. But yeah, I mean, overall, that's pretty much everything. I don't think I need to cover anything else. You might be able to see Ludicolo has joined us up in the front here. I managed to get a few figures whilst I was out yesterday at the pre-release, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I think apart from that, I'm going to leave it here for this video. I think I've chatted long enough, and we're all good. So I hope you guys are excited for Unified Minds. If you haven't been to any pre-releases, I don't know whether there's any more now. You never know. There might be 1 or 2 dotted around the place. They've got some spare boosters. They've got some spare packs or boxes that you can get. Might be able to get lucky with those promos, or even pulling some good stuff as well. You never know. But yeah, I think I'm geared up for Friday now, and I cannot wait now to open all the stuff we've got. We've got a lot of stuff. We have possibly... I've ordered more than we normally would. Let's just put it that way. So we're going to have a lot of stuff. So Friday's going to be very, very busy. It's going to just be manic, but I'm going to love it. It's going to be great. So I'll leave it here for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know what you think of this, because I would like to know, to see if this is a favourite or not. But yeah, if you're finding me for the first time, and obviously you're thinking, oh, Unified Minds, what's going on? There are openings coming up Friday. Definitely hit that subscribe button below to keep up to date with all of them, because I will be posting as soon as I can to get a booster box out there and check it out. But yeah, apart from that, I'll leave it here for this video, and I will see you guys in the next video on the channel.